Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 in the fields of Angoville. It is time for another Monday Novice fight. Yes, indeed. We shall be watching Onglos fighting for the British, for the Commonwealth, for the 7th Armour, the Desert Rats. Standing up with the Lieutenant right there, and the recon section swiftly advancing up the east. At the same time, we are seeing HavocKC fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the 21st Panzer Division, the illustrious elite Panzer Division who fought against the British and which weren't SS. And of course, it was rather elite in its own special way. And there we go, the Lieutenant is out. Yes, I will of course be putting the updated skin pack up soon. It's just with university starting again, I'm sort of trying to get under all of this, and it rather means I'm even more absent-minded than usual. So again, my sincerest apologies. But a free pioneer starts, of course, HavocKC trying to seize as much territory at the same time, but also ensuring a Wehrmacht quarters. So a sort of mix against, seizing much territory against the British, but also having an assault force ready to sort of take on the British beast, the British bulldog, and give it a good whipping. Going sort of more heavily though towards the east. Usually you want to be careful with this because, again, on Angoville, in particular, this side is rather favoured by the Brits. Close view, point bocage, which you can easily place behind, mortar emplacement behind. It can really be a bastard to deal with the Brits, although you can at the same time contain them. Interesting enough, and this is sort of what worries me initially, is he's actually not moving his headquarters command track. I mean, most Brits players actually tend to seize a point and then move it. I mean, it doesn't even have to be something important, but still moving it tends to have an advantage, in particular early on, so you don't lose a lot of resources. Apparently that's not happening though. Recon section sending a score of pioneers away. Go away with you, foul Hun. MG42 setting up a bit, perhaps too far away to probably support. Of course, he might be worried. He's not taking it too far either. There are, of course, all sorts of things to remember. At the same time, we are seeing Havoc laying down some barbed wire here. Interestingly enough, again trying to contain the Brits, perhaps. Truck still not moving. He's going for the Brenker, so he's actually losing a bit of resources the others could have gained, Perhaps some fuel, perhaps some munitions, something, which rather fitted his strategy a bit more all. And there we go. Lieutenant linking up with the infantry section. Recon moving up here. Pioneers are moving in again. More barbed wire here. And the Schwimmwagen has arrived. The venerable Schwimmwagen. And there we go, the Lieutenant under fire, needs support. Come on, lads, keep your Lieutenant alive. And there we go, Brenker coming into a hailstorm of machine gun fire, not just from the MG42, but also the Schwimmwagen. Troops getting suppressed, not necessarily the best of ways, again, be careful. Brenker getting upgraded with the HavocKC machine gun. That's a nice move. As always, increases the firepower, and of course also gives a chance of suppressing. At the same time, we're seeing tank traps going up here, so he's clearly interested in keeping the British player contained, not just in terms of infantry, but also armour. Pioneers here could be running into problems. The reconnaissance section moves in to deal with the Hun to give Jerry a thrashing. And looks like this Lieutenant is in a spot of trouble. At the same time, Brenker flanking Volksguns are running into the line of fire. There we go. Quickly suppressed. I mean, yes, the HavocKC with the Bren can actually reasonably fast suppress an infantry squad out in the open. And this is actually what's happening to these poor, unfortunate Volksgrenadiere. Getting gunned down, the MG opening up again, but still the Brenker manages to slink away. And this Schwimmwagen is actually in trouble. It should have been probably not advanced this far ahead, and we might in fact be seeing a rather nasty blow there to HavocKC. MG42 though suppressing its pursuers, a heroic move, and looks like an infantry pioneer squad went down there writhing in pain, cursing their commander with their dying breaths. And the Schwimmwagen is out of control, crashing into the strategic point. A sad waste of a good Schwimmwagen. Meanwhile, we are seeing another infantry section out here for Onglos. You could actually for some time actually garden and field support trigger, and that's been much quicker on the way to a Stuart light tank, but of course that is only to the advantage of HavocKC in the 21st, and also going down with a mortar emplacement. The placement of the emplacement, oh yes, witty, is perhaps not the most clever one. It's actually quite out in the open. There's not a lot actually that prevents the opponent from just rushing at it. I mean, yes, it's a nice offensive one, but at the same time, it's a rather exposed one. And that can... And this lieutenant needs healing. He should not be... Oh, you got the lieutenant killed, Onglos. You bastard. Quickly rushing into the house here with a recurrent recce section. Folks might want to move up here. Also a good idea, you know, use some sandbags to create heavy cover, thus denying the British advantage inside the house, at least some of it. Instead of, you know, standing about behind the pile of wood and, you know, lumber and sort of hoping, yes, the British cannot hurt us with behind these great piles of firewood. Helmut, du Dummkopf, get us some sandbags. Sadly, that is not happening. Instead, we are seeing a Brenker moving in, and this might get a bit dicey for the Volksgrenadiere. Might get very dire, in fact, and there we go. Bren and Vickers unleash hell. Volksgrenadiere suffering a bit. They might want to consider retreating. Rückzug. Verlassen Sie die Stellungen. MG42 also in dire need of reinforcements. My goodness. And we are seeing some Volksgrenadiers fighting here, but of course going to get hit by the mortar. But what is this? Pioneers rushing in. Are they getting flamethrowers? Otherwise it would seem a bit reckless to rush them in without die Flammenwerfen. Die Flammenwerfen. Field support truck is on the way now for Onglos. And there we go. The Pioneers are arriving. Flamethrowers in hand. Liquid fire spewing all over the place and clearing out that mortar emplacement in seconds. One Pioneer's down, but they are doing their job. No Kriegberg still, although we are seeing a Kampfkraft sent up. We are seeing actually veterans up. And the Pioneers retreating, the mortar emplacement and down again, rather exposed and again not really well defended. Meant it was a bold HavocKC who led his troops on an assault, knocking it out rather tragically. Rather meaning that Onglos just wasted 280 manpower, which, as you might be guessing, is not really good. He has managed, though, to keep HavocKC for most of his resources in a manner most delightful. Volksgren is fighting a bit here, desperate fight, hiding in the shrubbery, hoping to at least avoid some of the bullets. MG42 firing up in support. Recce section, he's actually gotten 2 recce sections, that's nice. Bren section on the way from here, and the field support truck setting up in the munitions, so he's clearly got something planned with the infantry, with a lot of guns. Guns, guns, and more guns of glory. Volksgren's moving in again. It's also a pretty heavy upstart from HavocKC. I mean, it's beginning, but at the same time, considering how much resource the British spent, it can be sort of alright, but still, usually more experienced Wehrmacht players, if they do go for the Wehrmacht quarters, will not be spending that many resources on it. Usually just something to keep things going on so they can get the Kriegbags, can get some grenadiers, can get a pack and all the other fun stuff out. Self-repair up, and looks like it's ending. At least the Vickers is firing again. Bren section moving up, equipping with some light MGs. But running into the heavy machine gun, the much heavier equivalent of... And that is the MG42, of course. Panzerfaust on the Brenker, but the Brenker survives. Bren section pulled away, and looks like some sappers are out. Captain on the way, a bit delayed. I would have imagined the need for a Stuart would have been a much bigger one, so he could quickly rush in and send those Huns packing. Nothing further on the way from the Kampfkraft Center. Eastern half is currently British. Union Jacks as far... Right, let's turn the camera. Union Jacks as far as the eye can see. Please... Cinematography is always key when making such statements. Brenker continues to fire. Bunker going up for HavocKC. I suspect this might be a medic bunker there. I mean, if he was to go for a medic MG bunker, he would be pretty daft. Medic bunker, I'm not saying I like the placement, but it's more understandable. Kriegberg's on the way, that is good. And there we go, the captain is ready. Captain Johnson. No replacement lieutenant, by the way. Could hurt the British in the long run. And there we go, recon section flanking up. Troops getting suppressed. Bunker almost ready, and there we go. And there we go, stopping the recon section. But sappers, Bren guns, just push the attack, lads. Show Jerry what for. Volksgren's getting suppressed, getting killed. Need to retreat. And the Bren just charges in, surviving another shot from the Panzerfaust. Another self-repair. Sappers with Piets moving in. MG42 ready in the bunker. As soon as it reloads. And repairing something in front of the enemy MG is generally considered a bad thing, of course, because while your troops are repairing, they are easier targets. Very important to remember. And now with the Stuart light tank up, the Imperative is definitely on HavocKC to get a Panzerabwehrkanone as soon as humanly possible. Even inhumanly possible, if possible. And there we go, the Stuart rolling in, Lieutenant ready. Opening up on the bunker, Fulton's reinforcing from it, Panzerfaust on the Stuart. Stuart trying to clear out the bunker, not necessarily the best tool for clearing up bunkers, you know, a light tank meant for reconnaissance purposes. Of course, I might be wrong. Casual clearing station up, that's a good move, but again, it's sort of suffering from the way too bloody exposed problem. Again, it's rather, you know, at the front of things, it's rather in the middle of the roads, in fact, in the middle of the crossroads, meaning it's a pretty damn good target. And generally, buildings like that, the key concept should be it should not be a bloody great target. Volkswagen getting stopped by the Brenker, doing a bit good work. 15 kills on a Brenker, that's nasty. Captain Johnson getting discovered though by the Volkswagen. Pioneer Force moving in. No veterans with the support units, by the way. MG still hiding in the bunker. Pack is on the way, thank the heavens. And be careful about charging in against Bren guns, or retreating for them for that matter. They are ridiculously accurate. And very good at tearing apart retreating units. If you're not careful, you can easily end up losing a lot. Trust me on that one. Sappers getting suppressed. Pack almost ready. And this... I have no idea why it's actually moving up on the side of the Stuart bunker, where you could actually, you know, get hit by a pack rather than staying on the one where the pack can't fire through, because packs can't fire through bunkers. I mean, the angle he has chosen is quite silly. He does manage to salvage the Stuart and get out there safely, but again, it's not necessarily the most optimal position to again attack from. Wehrmacht making minor progress, no attempt by the British to retake though. Some desert rats apparently are being a bit lazy after having had all that fun in the desert. These chaps need to be reinforced, though again he has gone defensive, interestingly enough, as well. Also might be an idea to actually spread out his troops a bit more, you know, still keep them within sort of, you know, support range, but still at the same time also ensuring he can't be so easily crept up on. Because rather than also climbing up, rather also means, you know, more likely to be snuck up on. Mortar ready, interesting enough. Again, he's keeping the right flank rather exposed. Oh, well, the left flank, actually, no mind. All the support units there, and if someone was to sort that out, again, he would be pretty defenseless. Medic bunker, though, on the way. Finally, actually being a bit delayed. And there we go, the first mortar round falls, killing some poor Brit. And his medic. Other medic might also get killed. And the first German medic picks up some wounded and doesn't get killed by a mortar round. Captain, though, doing nicely. Lovely work over here. Far away from the Hun, of course. Another medic down. Stuart arrives. Ooh, spread out, cancer shot, and there we go, cancer shot. Does not kill entire squads, that's something, but still takes a terrible toll on the German soldier, as his comrades are shredded around his eyes, turned into pastrami, and all other sorts of meats. And Pioneer Squad down, veterans up for the support units. Pax actually gets sniped. Oh dear, still getting repaired. Mortar, though, does the good work, and of course with increased veterans it actually fires faster. Fun. And of course, note again, the rather frontal position of the casualty station does make it an easy target.
We're losing a sector.
I mean, it's already severely damaged. So again, not an optimal position at all. And there we go. A Fultz Grenadier basically sneezed at it. Oh, I can't stand the stench of fight. And then casualty station down. So again, do be careful. Grenadier squad ready. Punch leg on the way. Nothing going on really here in Reich headquarters. Listening to Radio Reich. Stuart though flanking. That's excellent. That's excellent. Sappers moving up. Good as well. Oh, mortar round gets an entire recon section. Absolutely devastating. Mortar has definitely earned himself hit. The Sappers just need to retreat. Get out of there, Onglos. Another cancer shot, and I think... No, we didn't actually get a Fultz Grenadier squad. That is some very sort of peculiar cancer shotting. I mean, he kills a lot, but he never quite gets a full squad down. And commandos drop in. Commandos land from the sky at gliders. He should move faster, otherwise that MG is going to do terrible, terrible things to him. Does he want to lay down a demo charge, or what does he want to do? And the Stuart needs to get away before all the Grenadiers. There we go, trying to grenade, I think. The bunker, not necessarily the best idea. In fact, German bunkers were actually sort of designed, you know, so in case of a grenade, there was a sort of little hole in the middle of it that sort of absorbed the grenade, meaning they were largely useless. A demo charge would have been the better move. Small German force moving up there. Fultz Grenadier Pioneer Squad. 21st Panzer Division holding up. It was rather an interesting division in that it was largely equipped with a sort of ad hoc bunch of equipment. I mean, it had some panzers, but otherwise a large amount of the equipment it had in terms of transports and such were actually French equipment that was been converted for the purposes. For example, it was probably one of the few divisions to be fully equipped with the half-tracks, but unlike the Panzer, for example, which also had that distinction, they were all French converted half-tracks. Basically, you know, just half-tracks they had from the French from, you know, the initial part of the war, which they basically just upgraded to, well, armoured half-tracks. And sort of course made the variants of it. I think they even had some with Pack 40s on it. Stuff like that. I mean, they even had so many they could actually equip the replacement battalions with them. I mean, again, that's a rather, you know, sort of fun thing you don't hear about it, and certainly you don't necessarily see a lot of games when when dealing with the Brits. Actually showing that, for example, one German division was heavily equipped with British equipment, and it was one which largely fought against the British. And then again, the British side of things rarely gets attention. Grenade on the trench. Slight mistake here, and let's just briefly explain. I mean, mostly when you actually get out of a trench, you want to just press delete and get it destroyed, because otherwise there's a chance the crap, the Hun, whatever, will take it back, and then you're going to have one hell of a time taking it back. I mean, it's just easier to destroy it and then build up another one, rather than having Jerry sitting in a nice comfy trench, drinking your tea, eating your biscuits, firing panda strikes at your troops. Capturing station up, much better position this time around, by the way. Bren carrier still raking up the kills, my goodness! Is HavocKC even bothering, you know? Ah, it's just a Bren carrier. It looks so cute. And of course he gets gunned down. I mean, come on, just Panzerfaust. Move in some armored forces and deal with it. Sturm Armory up. Volksgunners again getting killed, suppressed by the Brenncam. I have absolutely no idea why he continues with this. It's ludicrous. Sturm Armory though is up. Grenadiers getting hammered a bit. Lieutenant hiding in the trench. Another lieutenant up, by the way, that's good. Now he's getting grenaded though and killed. That was a very short lifespan for that lieutenant. Another grenadier, and there we go. The Grenadiers are in the trench. Not good. Not good at all. Now it actually need... Oh, looks like though the medics were able to quickly pick up some wounded and reform a section. That is good. He will need a rifle grenadier section though to actually clear out the trench, and rifle grenades are supernaturally good at clearing out trenches, by the way. There we go, he's moving in. Commandos, smoke, demo charges, no. He's trying to get those accursed mortars with 15 kills. And the mortar squad went down. These commandos are on a mission from King George. For king and country and all that, and then of course they get gunned down by the MG. Still, mortar pack down. That's something. Grenadiers actually evacuate the trenches just as the rifle grenades are ready. Very nice retreat, and casualty station is again down. this time, though. And, oh, he's actually got an armor command truck up. He's getting stag hounds. The Hound of Stags. Firing away madly at the Pioneer inside the house, and the Pioneer is sort of wondering, when can I leave? This flamethrower is not good against British armored cars. And there we go, we're actually seeing the Geschützwagen out. And the Geschützwagen was largely only used by the 21st Panzer Division. I mean, again, it was a HavocKC light tank, upgraded to be a sort of assault gun replacement. Yes, again, the 21st Panzer Division got all the stuff it got because it couldn't get anything else, and also ended up being called Rommel's Circus, by the way. Fun little thing, but yeah. Had a lot of, you know, sort of equipment. Again, the Geschützwagen was one. They also had a HavocKC equipped with a howitzer to be used as self-propelled artillery. So again, lots of little fun things there. And again, not something you rarely hear. And a part of me sort of wished that they, you know, not just done the Schwimmer and the Geschützwagen, but also added in that converted half-track. Because again, it just doesn't feel right without that silly little looking half-track, because it rather did look funny. And we're actually seeing a 17-pounder gun up and getting hit by a Panzerich. Geschützwagen also moving in, a bit exposed position, and probably not expecting a Geschützwagen as well. Probably not all those Panzerichs as well. And there we go, a very, very short lifespan of that 17-pounder gun. He needs something to deal with those grenadiers and the Panzerichs. I mean, his major problem is not really armor. Again, the only thing he really is facing is a Geschützwagen. And as much as you like, that's not really a huge threat to your infantry, unless, of course, he gets veterancy too. Of course, it is good he's actually bothered getting veterancy for it. That is good. That's great to see. Germans are advancing. Bren gun is firing away. Rifle grenadiers. Far, far away. And there we go. Lots of grenades. They are evacuating, but again, they should not be run. Careful. Again, just deleted it barely. Never mind that the trench is barely functional. But again, note, the Bren guns really do a lot of damage up to those grenadiers close up. And the Bren guns, again, should not be underestimated. Quite a nice machine gun. The Geschützwagen keeps firing away. Though I would certainly recommend veterancy 2, so it actually gets a rather effective MT on top. Manned.
Frontline troops with radio triangulation equipment.
He's also got a Glide HQ now. He could, in fact, use it to get in some mortar of his own to try and bombard this position. This could work. Another grenadier squad reformed, by the way, for the 21st Panzer Division. And amongst all of this, it also had some half-tracks which were converted into a sort of Panzerwerfer. The difference is they would either be sort of equipped with Russian Katyusha rockets. Yes, indeed, the Germans actually used those on some of their vehicles.
Victory point is being overrun.
Or there was a sort of curious setup with mortars. A bit hard to describe, but basically where they had I think it was like 8 to 10 mortars all sort of set up to fire at the same time on one half-track. Sort of funny looking. Not really, again, something you hear about, but again, they had some rather funny vehicles used. Reinforcing, and yes, again, half-track might want to move a bit back. Stack count. Oh, not be repaired. Not repaired. Yes, it is an odd thing with sappers. Sometimes when you order them to repair, they won't do it. There's like problems right there, and now the stack count is tits up. Brits are pushing their way. We are seeing a Firefly on the way. That is good. Armored car arriving. Bit of a stalemate right here. He's still holding on there. And interesting enough, again, the German player's not really bothering. I mean, he could just send in one armored car, one grenadier squad, and he could in fact clear up this entire area. But he's absolutely caught up here. He's draining victory points, and yet he's sort of just thinking, all right, I'll just keep fighting this way. He could also consider getting some LMGs for his grenadiers. Would do nicely against the British infantry. Though again, do not charge into Bren guns. Again, do not charge in to automatic weapons. Bren guns, LMGs, BARs, submachine guns, whatever, do not charge into them. That's generally considered a bad idea. I repeat, a bad idea.
Outfit's ready for action.
Hiccups. And there we go, the usual snide remark as the tank commander upgrade is ready. They clearly don't like them, the crew, you know. Again, that's also what makes the British so fun, to actually play with. They have some rather fun comments. Lovely, witty and dry. Repairing the field support truck, nice. A bit of artillery would have been nice, a mortar would have been nice. Rifle grenades, so doing nicely, actually bombarding some of the grenadiers. Firefly arrives, Sherman equipped with a 17-pounder gun. And there we go, opening up on the heavy armoured car, another bunker going down. British troops are advancing for King George against the Hun, against Jerry. And a Pier actually blasting away as well, one secured by the Germans. Not the world's most effective anti-tank weapon, but better than having nothing, I suppose, although it rather had some problems, including it also rather gave the user a rather sore shoulder amongst its many issues. And there we go, Volksgrenadiers and some Recce sections troops fighting rather desperately. And the Volksgrenadiers actually retreat despite having the upper hand. That's not really impressive. And some grenadiers could really be used to just know that again, one squad, Panzerwreck, perhaps the armored car. And I mean, it would be goodbye right flank. Bunker up. Artillery getting called in, but that's just decoy. Though he doesn't really need it. He's got like 450 munitions, and he can easily access, you know, several artillery barrages if it's needed. Repair bunker up. Commandos charging in. Artillery getting called in, and he might be setting down a demo charge right there on the... And the Geschützwagen is actually taking heavy damage, although the Geschützwagen is also doing heavy damage. Pack could also be cleared out, and there we go, the bunker actually went down. Oh, the inhumanity, though. The commandos are also looking very close to it. Just get them out of there. Run, George, run! Commando demo charges don't fully knock out a bunker. For that, you actually want a sapper demo charge. They will knock out anything in terms of bunkers. Armored car moving a bit too boldly ahead. Pioneer down to the rifle grenade. Firefly also. And again, the Firefly has a huge range, though it's not clearly carrying about the armored car. Grenadiers could be moving in. Again, no, they aren't really good at keeping their flank secure. I mean, right here again, just moving in those Grenadiers, and that would be goodbye Firefly. And that rhymed, by the way. Another casualty station. At least I like his dedication towards keeping a casualty station up. That's good, but perhaps behind the truck. You know, again, the rule is, you know, not out in the bloody open. I mean, close to the front, but not too accessible for the enemy just to run up and knock it out. Applies to medic bunkers, medic stations, casualty stations. That's generally the rule. Try to keep it behind something that's still close to the front line. That was a friendly message from the Propaganda Ministry regarding medic bunkers and your friendly neighborhood medics. Huge charge by the German infantry right at the Brits. Artillery getting called in, but his own troops are in the middle of it. Oh no! Armored car down. And the artillery does nothing, of course, because the Germans just move out of it. Firefly moving away. Commandos arriving to try and save the day. Fighting near the casualty station. Sappers retreating, could be going down, and there we go, Sapper section down, killed by the Hun, but the commandos move through, and the grenade right here could do a lot of work. Yes, grenade on the Krauts. Grenadier squad down, absolutely huge losses right there for the 21st Panzer Division. Lots of Germans arriving in the dust, and no more medic bunker, though we are seeing another bunker up. Still no veteran D2 again. I think it could work just a bit. And again, those two Grenadier squads will just need to move in, and they could clear up the entire eastern half of the map. Come on, Havoc. Do cause a bit of havoc. And now, of course, the Geschützwagen is largely defenseless. Defensive artillery getting called in, scaring away the commandos. That's good. And he's moving in 2 Grenadier squads. With an LMG, that would be even more fantastic, but still, it counts. And there we go, Bren carrier finally down. The Leviathan, devourer of German troops, has finally been slain by a brave German Lancer. Victory point retaken. I mean, Onglos is taking a beating, but still, I mean, the thing is that HavocKC is rather, you know, a bit too narrow-minded for a larger part of the fight, but he's finally spreading out. That is good. That is excellent. That is amazing. That is wonderful. And it's also about damn time. His victory points are rather low. And by low, I mean low. And that Geschützwagen needs repairs.
Munitions depot is being overrun.
Going for munitions, good. Just keep advancing here. Go for the fuel point. Try and find that armored command truck. Another trench. More rifle grenades flying through the air. Killing some Huns. Excellent hit. Killed several full grenades. No, just one. Never mind. Another attempt at a trench. While under fire again. Be careful. Troops are easy targets while building trenches. Commanders moving in. Firefly is still there somehow. And of course grenading the troops while they're building. Not sure what happened right there. Grenade goes off. Commanders moving up, trying to sneak up on the flank. Recon section doing nothing about all those grenades, and he's just hiding one squad there for a rainy day. Another armored car arrives. Obviously the 21st Panzer apparently probably had German ones. Fun timing, of course, for things to go awry, but there you go. Geschützwagen, of course, could use an ability to just increase its rate of fire just ever temporarily. Very close to getting that Firefly, though, with its mighty Pack 40. Come on, fire. There we go. Repair sappers, by the way. Nice move, though a bit late, perhaps. Commandos flanking up. Another repair bunker, and the commandos are on the run. Nice targets. Veteranry 2 for the Geschützwagen, perhaps. Would be a hilarious move. And no push towards here. Again, HavocKC does seem a bit overly cautious. And again, that's something you have to be careful with. The British really need to be rather aggressive as the Wehrmacht. You rather also need to be sort of good at finding all their little weak spots and punishing them very, very aggressively, ruthlessly, brutally. Oh, fun, fun, fun. It looks like things might be drawing to an end. Again, would be nice if the other Grenadier squad was there and also against some LMGs, but apparently not. Again, moving forwards. Not sure what things are happening up. There we go, a nice grenade against in the trench. And now evacuating it. Getting back into it. The trench disco, perhaps. And leaving it again. Trying to repair it. And another Geschützwagen is actually ready. Fascinating. Still no further veteranry for them. Grenadiers forced away. What about the other Grenadiers? Come on. Schnell, schnell. But I mean, the British players also been lacking. Again, not too good with the trenches, and also think, I mean, considering the German player was again a bit further and more aggressive flanking instead of just charging head at it, and perhaps, you know, also some artillery of his own, you know, a 25-pounder gun well placed would have been good. But again, the major problem with the British player has rather been his placement of everything. Either it's been, you know, been too exposed several times, which is rather cautious, you know, some rather swift knocking out from the German. But again, both players are sort of, you know, too timid. They're not quite, you know, ready to sort of try to fully go in and knock it home. Grenade on the recon, chaps. And they might, in fact, be going down to those Grenadiers. Come on, Annie. There we go. Armor coming in. Geschützwagen here heavily damaged. Still no veterancy 2. Again, I do think that's a shame. Although another Geschützwagen. Now the Pagol's moving up to try and knock out that Firefly from the flank. Main gun destroyed. Main gun destroyed. Oh, the excitement. And there we go. The Firefly bites the dust. It has now become a literally Firefly or something like that. At least it's on fire. That's what matters. If you're the German player, that is. And this armored car is in a lot of dire trouble. Might get knocked out. And more Piets, of course, although the armored car might soon go down. Like Schutzwagen never so tragically went. Grenadiers advancing, full Grenadiers not full reinforcement, used the repair bunker of course. Not sure what's going wrong at this stage of the night. Still no veterans here too. Except we are seeing another armoured car. And some actual artillery against the repair bunker. Getting some pioneers, suppressing some Volks Grenadiers. A dreadful fight. And we are seeing a headquarters gliders up, but I don't think we're seeing anything from it. That's what you call... Oh, there we go. Just in time before he leaves, he gets himself some mortar commanders. But it's way too bloody late. I mean, sort of again, Monday Novice fight featuring some British, featuring some British mistakes. Again, the placement of his emplacements was rather, too bad, too forwards, too exposed for things that were not supposed. I mean, up there, Vickers would have been great. Not a mortar emplacement here. There shouldn't have been a carriage cleaning station. At least he should have tried to place it here, or, perhaps here. The German player definitely should have much earlier, though, been much more aggressive here. And again, that never materialized. Not really good usage of the armored command truck. And definitely, again, no real great flanking. And I mean, one great flank for the Brit could actually have knocked out these German positions because, again, the flanks were pretty much open. I mean, there weren't really any infantry, no mines, no barbed wire, and really no tank traps either. No one really attempt to sort of control them, secure them, or at least be aware of them. I mean, there was no great maneuvering, and again, as the Wehrmacht, you need to be aggressive, you need to be maneuverable, but you also need to, of course, be aware of your flanks. None of those things happened, and basically it was just the British player, again, placing his troops too tantalizingly bad, poor usement of trenches, emplacements, all that, which rather lost him the game. And rather getting stuck in a fight of attrition without a casualty station, which lasted very long in any case. So, there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends. And, of course, also hope you learned something from it. That's rather the main purpose of the Monday Novice fight. So, there you go. Do hope you, of course, yes, all that. If not, feel free to send in a replay. So, cheers.